Alright, so in the last part of the review I talked about the good things in Batman and things that I liked a lot. But in this one I'm going to talk about the things that I didn't like and then give it an overall score out of 10. So the things that I didn't like about the game, most of them are just minimal and really trivial, I guess. Some of them I left out just because there were things that bothered me at the time. But one thing is, when you... It's so stupid. When you do the last hit on an enemy, the last enemy in the room, when you do the last hit, it's slow-mo, it looks really cool, but every time you knock them out, they do this. Like, they're covering their ears or something, and they're just like... And then they just fall down. Without a doubt, they will just go like this. And it looks so stupid. But I guess it adds a little comedic relief to it. But I hope in the next game they kind of fix the whole like. But that's just a little nitpick of mine. It's just kind of funny to me, but it could bother some people. One thing that really kind of bugged me, and it didn't really notify you about it. I don't know if anyone else had this problem, but when I see a puzzle, or if I see a trophy, I want it right then and there. But you have to have certain gadgets, and you don't get all the gadgets until about 80% through the game. You actually have the ability to get every single thing in the game. But when you're walking around and you see a trophy, you try to get it and you're getting mad because you don't know why you can't get it. And it doesn't tell you why you can't get it. So you're just like trying to figure out for a decent amount of time how to get this thing, and then you play another 30% of the game and you get the thing like the Ultra Bat Claw to pull down walls or something, and you realize you can get it. That kind of frustrated me just because I wanted to take my time and find some of the things, but I don't know, it kind of bothered me. So that's one downside of it, just because you have the opportunity to do it presented, but you actually can't, and it doesn't have any way of telling you that you can't do that. These are kind of spoiler alerts, so if you don't want to know anything about the boss battles, stop watching, or just skip ahead like 5 minutes. But the Killer Croc boss battle, okay? When I knocked on the door and it said keep out, and he was just like, I'm gonna eat you, Batman, blah blah blah, I'm like, this is gonna be the sickest fight, because I was really looking forward, because he's one of my favorite characters, and I'm looking forward to having an epic battle with Killer Croc. And about an hour later, I go in and I have to get these samples for the poison, and I walk in, and all you do is just crouch and walk slowly across planks. And when Killer Croc jumps out and starts running at you, you throw a batarang at his neck, which sends off like electricity in his neck, and he falls back into the water. He does that about 20 freaking times, and you're just sitting here freaking teabagging the water, walking around, and it was the most tedious thing and stupid thing, because here's Killer Croc, this big badass guy, and you just want to fight him, but you're just throwing batarangs every like 30 seconds at him, and he just falls into the water, and it's so stupid. But then I guess it gets exciting at the end when you collect all the samples. You're running away, and you have to run full speed. You have to jump over a gate. He's like breaking all the planks behind you, and then you set a trap for him, and you blow it up under his feet. So you never even get to lay a hand on Killer Croc. And it was really disappointing to me because Batman was being a bitch, and I was just running away from him, and I didn't like that because Batman is a bat-ass, and all I wanted to do was just punch Killer Croc in the face, but I didn't get the chance to do that. Hopefully in the next one I will. So another boss battle that I was displeased with was the Joker. I mean, spoiler alert, I'm serious, if you don't want to hear this, then don't watch for the next like 2 minutes. He takes the Titan Venom and he shoots himself in the head, and you're like, oh man, Joker just killed himself, but you know that he didn't just kill himself, because I mean, what an ending, right? But he shoots himself in the head, and he turns into this huge, cool-looking Joker filled with venom. And you're like, holy crap, how am I gonna beat this guy? Because by this time, you've already fought in a few bigger than normal guys injected with this venom. So when you do this, when he does it, you're like, oh my god, this is gonna be the sickest fight ever. But it's not. You go into a ring, which is covered by like electric boundaries, and he's standing on top. He comes down, tries to punch you for about 10 seconds, jumps back up, sends about 20 henchmen at you. You beat up the henchmen, and then you take your ultra bat claw and pull him down, and you press X 3 times, and you're just like, and you punch him 3 times, and a third of his health is gone. You do that 3 times, and then the ending cutscene is pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie. I was a little bit satisfied with that. I don't want to spoil it, because if someone spoiled it for me, I would have been really mad. But you just pull him down and you punch him in the face 3 times. Like, it's not epic. You've been going for the Joker this entire time. The Joker purposely puts himself into Arkham. You're chasing him for 12 hours, going through every henchman, every boss. He powers himself up when you get to him, and then you just pull him down and punch him a few times. It was just so stupid to me. I mean, it was a cool ending, it was a pretty cool boss fight, but don't end a game like that, I guess. I mean, by this time I wasn't really bothered by it, but I'm just putting it into retrospect for other people, because I've heard from other people that the ending of the game wasn't that cool. But, I mean, it's supposed to be Joker versus Batman. The entire game is based around Batman versus the Joker, and then it comes down to an epic battle, and it's just not epic enough. I'll give it that. It wasn't epic enough, but it was epic. The next issue that I have, okay, no more spoilers from here. So the next thing that was a little bit iffy was the dialogue. When you're just talking to certain people, there's actually not a lot of dialogue in the game. You don't really talk to a lot of people, but when you do, their lips are like, let's go, and it's like a Japanese dub, sort of. But I think it's because they use the in-game graphics to do the voicing. But there were definitely some characters that were like, well, hey, Batman, blah, blah, or boo, and I don't know. It just kind of was like, really? Really? So I really hope the voice acting in the next one is a little bit better, because Batman wasn't Batman-y enough. I'm not gonna, run around and blah, blah, blah. I am the Batman. I want to kill you, but I'm not allowed to because this game is rated T. It needs a little bit more oomph, I guess, into the voice acting. Just in my opinion. And then this would be addressed before Arkham City got announced, but being inside of Arkham Asylum the entire time, there are certain moments where you feel really cramped, I guess, because you're just going from room to room, vent to vent. But Arkham City is definitely addressing that, because it's free roam in the city, which is so awesome. But just being in Arkham Asylum, seeing as you have the entire city to play around in, but you don't get to, it kind of is just... Arkham City is coming out in 2 days, so who am I to complain? What? I had one other thing that I liked about the game a lot. Killer Croc, boss battle, I didn't like. Joker battle, the dialogue. I don't remember. But overall, let's think. The ratio of good things to bad things is about, like, 7-3. But I did love, I played the game for 11 hours straight, so I obviously liked it. I didn't hate the game at any point in time. I never got mad and rage quit. Let's think. I want to do it out of 10. because out of 5 is just really not lenient enough. Because I mean, if you give a game a 4 out of 5, you're like, okay, it's only a 4 out of 5. I want a 5 out of 5. And 3 is just it just yells average. So I'm gonna go with out of 10 because I want to do 0.25 or 0.5 or 0.75. I didn't really calculate or think about this before now, but I think Arkham Asylum deserves. I'm gonna go with an 8.5. No, make that an 8.75. It's a phenomenal game. It's probably the best superhero / comic book-esque game out at the moment. Nothing really has stood a chance against it that I've noticed, unless I'm blanking on a game. But it's a really fun game. You're going to spend a lot of time with it. You're going to sit down. You're going to love playing as Batman. You're going to love beating up all the bad guys. You're going to love finding all the riddles, all the interviews, all the bios. It's so fun to just be Batman. I mean, you can get on the tallest building and just fly around. You have a secret cave, for God's sake. Like, there's just so much cool stuff in the game. It's a really rewarding game to play. So I recommend it to anyone. If you haven't played it and you just want a single-player game to play, go buy it. You'll probably want to keep it. You'll probably want to 100% it. But I mean, Batman Arkham City is coming out in a few days. So that's the whole reason that I played it this weekend, was just because of the next one, which I actually wasn't planning on buying. But after playing this one and being totally surprised at how good it was and how much I liked it, I'm definitely getting Arkham City. Especially since it's free roam. Oh man. Well, that was, I want to say, a pretty successful review. So Batman Arkham Asylum gets an 8.75 in Lukenessmonster's book. I recommend it to everyone. Clean out your local GameStops of the game. Reserve the new one because you get a bunch of bonus stuff with it. Definitely get the new one because you can play with a friend. So it's definitely going to be a really, really fun experience. And I'm actually curious if the fact that I found everything in this one will have any impact on the next one. Because at the end of the game, there's a certain... It actually varies. I don't know why, but it varies on who comes up out of the water, I guess. And I had Scarecrow, but I've seen Bane come out as well. So I'm actually pretty excited to see what happens, because actually when you when you find everything from the Riddler, he just does like a little voice part, and he's like, "I'm gonna get you, Batman," and you're like, "Okay, buddy, I'll see you in the next game." So I'm really excited about that, because I spent a lot of freaking time finding all that stuff. So yeah, I think that's about it, guys, and girls / women / ladies. But Batman Arkham Asylum, 8.75. Leave a comment about what you think about the game. If you disagree with anything that I said, go for it. It is your opinion. Like the video. If you disagree with the rating, go for it. I mean, yeah, I don't know what to say. I'm kind of speechless. Get Batman Arkham City. Beat this one first, please. You have to beat this one first. But 8.75. It's been nice. I will think. Oh, and if you think of a name for the review series, put it in the comments, and I will address you and probably name it whatever you say, because I can't think of anything at the moment. But I will be back with another vlog tomorrow, and or a video game review, depending on the day. So I will talk to all you guys later. Peace.